Hey guys, come along with me as we make Cherry Bomb, which is the first in my beer soap line. It's one of three. It is fragrance with black cherry from Fragrance Buddy. These soaps were made for a car show, so they are car fragrance inspired. So you're gonna have your little tree fragrances. This is the black cherry. Right here, we are mixing our hard and liquid oils together. Get them nice and melded. Add some vitamin E oil. I'm at the end of my container, so I'm struggling to get it out of there. And I'm still pouring. Okay, just get that all nice and mixed together. Here we're adding in our beer lye solution, which I do have a video up on how to properly mix your beer and lye so that you don't scorch the beer. It's so satisfying bringing it to emulsion. In today's video, we're going to be doing a drop swirl, and so I do want to have my batter at a light trace. We're going to pour off some. We're using two colors. And we are using Nurture Soaps Neon Red and, sorry, Nurture Handmade now. They're Neon Red and Burn Notice. I just wanted it to be a slight red swirl, but just to have a little bit of a difference, and it came out exactly how I wanted. And right here, we're using activated charcoal to get that nice deep black. Who doesn't love charcoal in a soap? Just mix that together. I probably took longer than I needed to swirl this. Basically just wanted to get some of the yellow batter off of the sides and get that black really incorporated. When you're making soap, if you can hand blend or hand mix, it's usually better. The more you stick blend, the further along trace is going to move, and so you don't really want to push it too far. It's better to have a more loose batter than a more stiffer batter. We're adding in our fragrance. When I add in fragrance, I typically like to hand mix it in just a little bit before I stick blend it. And if it doesn't separate like this one does, I will just whisk it in. But this one just needed a little push. We're just doing a little pulsing, and I believe we're done. And if you don't want to wipe off your mixer every single time, go from lightest to darkest, and you don't really have to wipe it off. There's not enough color on the blender to actually change the color of the next one. And just kind of swirl the excess off. I'm also trying to bring up trace just a little bit so that if you have your batter at full emulsion and you do a drop swirl, it's going to blend together. So it's going to be more of a softened swirl. I wanted more of a hard swirl. So you definitely want a full light trace, possibly a little closer to a medium trace, but light trace is perfect for a drop swirl. The closer you are to a medium trace, it just means the color payoff is going to be that much better, and there won't be any blurring. Get that mixed. These soaps are so fun, and they did so well. I just recently had a car show, and I may be doing another one in August. But they just smell so good. Don't waste any of that batter. It's probably one of my OCD moments every single time I clean off the steak blender. Sometimes I had to tell myself to just stop and put it away. Okay, clear the area. Now these are going to be my 5-pound molds from Nurture Handmade. Okay, I'm only going to fill them about, I believe, 3/4 full. That actually might be halfway. It just kind of gives it a base so that it stays pretty dark. And here's where the drop swirl comes in. We're just going to pour right in. Now, the height at which you pour determines how deep the red goes, or whatever color you're pouring. And this neon red is just so pretty and vibrant on black. All their neon colors are pretty. They're so versatile too. Now burn notice, you can tell it's just a slight more on the blue side, and it's a different kind of vibrant, pretty red. I'm going to pour the majority, but I am going to save just a little bit for the top. And then the next thing we're going to do is hanger swirl. I probably should have saved more than I did, but it's okay. I didn't really save much. I don't actually, you know what? I drizzled red on top. I didn't save batter. Now to try to force through that red to go a little bit, pour the rest of the black. Whenever you see soap makers banging their molds, they are trying to get the bubbles, any bubbles that got captured inside, to come to the surface. And that way, when you cut through it, you don't have odd little holes there. So now we're going to go straight through the center with this hangers tool, and we're going to do a figure 8, slowly bringing the tool up. You may think you're over mixing, but I promise you're not. If the batter is at the right consistency, unless you sit there and do this for 5 minutes, but you won't overmix it. It'll just make it a prettier and prettier swirl. Clean off the tool, because again, we don't like wasting batter. We're going to scrape all of that leftover onto the top. Also, the more batter you waste, the more you have to clean up. So my goal is to get my containers as clean as I possibly can, and it's just less cleanup later on. Now here we use some of the leftover oils from the actual mix to mix a copper mica and some of the red mica, just to swirl on top. When you want a really pretty feather pattern, sometimes using just the oil and the mica on top will get you a better result, and it'll be a lot more metallic. It just stands out a lot more. And here we're going to do a figure 8 directly. I guess technically this would be horizontal. And then once we get to the end of this, we're going to come back and do it for not vertically, but slanted. This is one of the techniques I like to do for the feather tops. Same thing over here. And voila. This soap is now available on my Etsy, and I'll be posting the link underneath. And if you'd like to get your hands on it, it's in limited supply, so please head over there and do that. If you'd like to see more of this content, please give me a like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.